Hello and welcome to this introductory video tutorial to introduce myself, Anthony Karabash, as your instructor for Niagara University's Integration of Technology in Classroom Instruction. And welcome to all of you. It's been a bit of a rough start, but I think that has a lot to do with the way the course fell on the Easter week, and we weren't quite sure 100% that we were going to run it, but now, thanks to you, we are. And I will be hopefully combining you with another course that I teach so that you can get uh, basically a really big bang for your buck as far as integration of tech is concerned. So that'll come to you down in the future. I wanted to start with a quick introduction about the Niagara University Blackboard system. I'm not sure if you have any experience with an online learning management system, and if you do, then you might want to skip the first few minutes of this video and proceed to the second half. For those of you who are new to the online environment, I'd like to give you a quick tour and demo, and that way we can all at least be on the same page, and I'd like to introduce you to the course as well. After you sign in to the Blackboard system, you'll notice that most of you should look similar to this page. On the left, you have a widget or a gadget or a web part. Every company calls it something else. That's called the tools. Here is where you'll find the announcements, and I'm a big announcements guy. It's the best way to communicate with you, I feel. Um, and that way, if you get into the rhythm of checking the announcements, I know that those messages are being received. Just under the announcements, you have the calendar. I've already filled the calendar. You can change the view. I tend to view it by month, but everybody has their own preference, and that's all up to you. And you can see here that today was our first online meeting. What I've done is I've posted these guidelines here for you. I want to be as flexible as possible with regards to timelines. I know that you're all busy and we're all in different places, and I understand that. So those are just ideas. The course is designed to run on a 1 week interval. So every week there's something different, and I believe that the week gives us, for the most part, enough time to explore the content. If I want to go back, I go back to the tab across the top here, Niagara University Home. There are other tools here that I'm not going to use, but feel free to use yourself. There's a task button that you can create tasks for yourself. Again, it's just an organizational method, more geared towards our students than our professionals, but it's all up to you. There's something for my grades. There's an option here to send email, and you can send email in that manner. I might have options that are a little more in-depth because of my instructor role, but I'm quite sure that most of you will have all or most of these. One I want to draw your attention to is the last one, and that's the personal information link. If you click on that link, here is where you'll be able to make some changes, and this is the most popular change, of course, is to change your password. Spend some time doing that. You can edit your personal information by all means, but it's not entirely necessary. So that's personal information. Time allotted, I would say, spending on the tools section is no more than 10 to 15 minutes. In the next widget, you'll see my announcements and the hello and welcome, as you see I've posted, and I'm sure you've all read. That will be updated with this video and other information pertaining to the course so that we can get everybody on track and rolling. I've added, I have a calendar widget as well. And once again, we have all of these dates. I will post them as well. You should be always aware of those dates, but once again, they're guidelines for you. The general rule of thumb in this course is that timely submissions will produce timely feedback because I get into a rhythm with this course and with my other course and my other work, as you all know. So try your best to come in and on close to those weekly guidelines to ensure swift feedback. And the one bit of feedback that I get about the course is that I do produce feedback in a timely fashion. We're looking between 2 to 3 day wait, unless it's a family holiday or anything like that, of course. Okay. Now, as you move over to the right, there's a big advertisement for Sprint Mobile and Blackboard. I can choose to collapse this by clicking on the top right corner and it will disappear. It'll still stay there, and I can also move this to any part of my page. I invite you to do that as well. You can go ahead and customize your page so that it looks and feels the way you wish. And our course, of course, is this one, and you've already been, so I'll just pop into our course. And I have an edit mode that you will not. So if you see things that you're not accustomed to seeing, it's because I'm in edit mode. Let me show you. When I turn my edit mode on, you'll see that I've hidden modules 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's a tactic that I use only at the beginning of the course, just so that I get everybody off and running. And then you can work at your own pace as far as the content is concerned. This is your home page. Once again, you can customize your home page by clicking on this button and you can play with some of those features. In my case, I have the announcements and the calendar up because those are the most important requests by the students over the last few years. I have been teaching this course for close to 5 years and have gotten some good feedback both from the College of Teachers and from the students as well. I hope it's to your liking as well. Aside from the course introduction, if we just jump into the module, and the way that it's broken down in Blackboard is it's by module, and this is Niagara University's pattern for their online courses. There's an overview, and then each module has 5 tasks. The 5th task is always something related to an action research project. This is a Niagara University requirement. And what we're going to do for our action research project is develop an e-portfolio. So all the e-portfolio is an envelope that will house some of the fantastic work that you'll be producing. So, and I'll explain that as I go. Each module has 5 tasks, and the first task is always the same, thinking about classroom practice. So if I go to module 2, you'll notice that it's also named the same as well as module 3 and so on. If I open up that link, I will encounter the learning expectations, the approximate timelines, some background information, and the activities. The approximate timelines will always give you a good idea of what it will take you to work on this particular activity. And I've tried to give you a general consensus of time as though you were a beginner. So as an example, let's go into Module 1 and thinking about classroom practice, I showed you the approximate timeline. What is that activity? The activity here is the optional online seminar, which we've chosen to forego. I allotted 1 to 1.5 hours for exploring and understanding the course. It's built into my courses, and I had to convince the College of Teachers that this was an essential part of any course that should be offered as an AQ. The students must first acclimatize to the environment before they can engage in the activity. And they actually agreed. So this is specifically built in for you. Okay, so that is activity 1. I'll just pop back into the module. You'll notice across the top I'm going to show you breadcrumbs, and breadcrumbs are of course derived from Hansel and Gretel, and as they were trying to find their way back through the forest, they dropped the breadcrumbs. Unfortunately they melted in the rain, but let's take a look at task 2, engaging in classroom practice. Check out the breadcrumbs across the top. Here I'm in my course. Module 1 is where I began, and right now I'm in task 2. Use the breadcrumbs to guide you, just in case you get lost. To be honest with you, I wouldn't set up a course in this manner personally. It was just far too many clicks. But this is the template that Niagara University uses, so we have to work within it. So I will tell you this. The gold sits in basically the background information and the activities. You can always just jump to the activity, which is probably going to be your tendency, and read what's expected. And I actually highlight activities, And in this case, I'll say take advantage of the optional online seminar and view the presentation called The Art of Google. And then I offer you another 12-minute tutorial about Google Apps. This is one of the most popular units, and we start off with a heavy hitter, but I promise you're going to find it very rewarding. Finally, we get to the meat and potatoes, and number 5 says create a Google account and send me your Google account information. Two of you already have a Google account, which is great. You can use the current one. Then 6, create an introductory tutorial about any of Google's applications and submit it. You may create a simple PowerPoint, a Prezi, a screen recording, okay? And what you're going to do when you submit it is through you can use any method you want. And what would be most impressive? What would be most impressive is if you used Google Docs themselves and shared that with me. So watch the second video about how to do that. Otherwise, you would submit your PowerPoint or your Prezi or a manual, however you wish, that's the second part of the video, and you will be submitting that into the Dropbox, or I guess in our case, I'll set that up for you. So there will be a live link for you to submit that. Okay? So let me turn my editing mode off, and I don't I don't really want to make any changes, and that's what yours will look like. Follow the flow. There's a rubric at the bottom there, just in case. I think it's important to know what the success criteria are. Now I'm going to follow my breadcrumbs. I need to go back into Module 1. I've taken a look at Task 2, and let me go to Task 3, and let me pop into the activity again. And here it is. Review the 4 short videos on Google Earth. We're really exploring Google in the first unit. And Google Earth is just absolutely fascinating. I'm not a Google proponent, to be honest with you. I've started to change my view. But anyway, there are still tools that we can take advantage of as educators. And just take a look at these incredibly rich videos that have been put together for you. And then your activity will be here to create and submit an autobiographical tour using Google Earth. And you'll need to include at least 5 locations that can contain text, audio, or media. And after you watch those Google tutorials, the activity will make a lot of sense. And you'll be able to submit your file to me. And I think what we'll do until further notice is submit any file via email for now to my Niagara account. So for all intents and purposes from this point on, if you wish to communicate with me, please communicate to me via email at my Niagara account. You also have the option to text me, and I'll give you my phone number at the end of this presentation. So let me follow my breadcrumbs back. As you can see, if you use the breadcrumbs, you'll pretty much stay organized. So I'm always going to be in Module 1, and here's Task 4. This is the last task, and here's my activity. Attend an optional online seminar or view the recording information that will be posted. I will always support you, always, through some form of video or instruction. Okay? And in this activity, you'll be creating a sample letter home to parents, notifying them of your intention to have the students use email, board provided or Google. We try to promote at our board a culture of information. We want to inform our parents. And finally, you're going to create an online document and invite another teacher to participate in its authorship. You won't be able to ask someone from our course. Rather, I want you to ask someone, a colleague, to attempt this. How in the world are you going to know how to do all of this? Well, you're going to have to watch the video that follows this one. I'm just about done. Hopefully you've gotten to know the environment a little bit. I know that I have. And so once you finish Module 1, or you start working on Module 1 and I start seeing some submissions, I'm just going to open up the rest of the course so that you can work on it at your speed, and that's it. So what I'd like to leave you with is my contact information. And my contact information is open to you because we are working as a team. I don't feel that I'm so much as an instructor and you are the taking the class. I believe that we're a team, and I just want to help you through each and every one of these assignments. So these are this is my official name, and this is my phone number. And if you wish to text me, you may do so. 416-451-2574. Please just begin the text with "Hi, this is so and so," and then proceed with your question. Once you send me that once, I will be able to add you to my contacts. Okay, so best of luck. I wish you well, and stay tuned for the second video tutorial and introduction to Google applications.